there! I'm currently sitting in an ice cave. It's story time. Winter in Michigan's Upper Peninsula can be brutal. Like, winter isn't even over yet, and there are parts of the UP that have gotten more than 16 feet of snow. And I work from home, which has its blessings, but also means I can be prone to cabin fever around this time of year. So I finally decided to visit somewhere I've been wanting to go since I moved up here, somewhere a bunch of you have repeatedly recommended. Eben Ice Caves, outside of Eben Junction, Michigan. This is a video about how the caves form and how they get their color, but it's also a video about life, play, and how to survive cold, dark winters. Now, the trailhead for the ice caves isn't hard to find, although I definitely recommend you heed their warning about the trails being steep and slippery. Even with spikes on our shoes, there was a lot of crawling and sliding and crawling and sliding. According to the sign, the caves are about half a mile from the trailhead, but at some point it occurred to me that we'd definitely gone more than half a mile, and we really weren't encountering other people anymore, except for these little trolls, which I still don't understand. Hello. But then we found it. Not the famous Eben Ice Caves but somewhere I enjoyed even more. And this is where the story I was planning to write takes a turn. Psst. We are almost there.
Okay.
Oh, what a cool place. Okay, would you like to go into the secret tunnel? Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, bum, bum. It's very icy, actually. It just goes so far back. And that is... The ice is so clear. Could I come join you? I'm sure we'll get to the actual ice caves eventually. But I'm starting to suspect I'm going to like this cave more.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. Everyone's at the actual ice caves.
That's true. I don't know
I
where
wouldn't get to chill like this.
I don't know where we are, but it's pretty nice. I think that's definitely sandstone.
On account of it looks like a bunch of sand.
Uh-huh. Maybe I'll scooch back out to the real world.
Okay.
Goodbye. Okay, we can always see where this goes.
Because there was another fort earlier that I think would have taken you straight across. Instead of going down and up, you could just go across.
Okay.
And we came down.
These are the ice caves people talk about, and they're pretty incredible. Structures like this form slowly throughout the winter, as groundwater drips out of the sandstone and freezes into enormous icicles. In fact, if you stand inside the cave, it is incredibly drippy sounding. Over time, all this ice gets so thick that it absorbs the red and orange part of sunlight, leaving the blue light to reflect back to our eyes. Or sometimes a yellow-green color that's probably thanks to minerals in the water. Still, it's not the science that makes this place special. You just need winter, water, and a cliff. In a rare instance, this isn't a place I appreciate more because I understand it. Instead, to me, ice caves like this are so beautiful because they're temporary, and they're never exactly the same 2 days in a row. As ice melts and refreezes and water drips, this place changes a little bit all the time. So the way I experienced it will be different than the way you might if you go someday. There's also something just lovely to me about the number of people we found here. I'm not normally one for crowded outdoor spaces, and I did love the quiet of the first cave we found. But I also loved that so many people braved the snow and cold to see this place. It felt like a sort of cheerful protest against the idea that winter is dull, boring, and dark. Because sure, it can be those things, and yeah, driving can be awful, and the lack of daylight can be soul-draining. But more than in any other season, I think it's worth taking the time to seek out beautiful things in the winter. Inside, outside, far from home, or just around the corner. To remind yourself that even in dark seasons, there are lovely things to find. Now, shockingly, one moment of peace, beauty, or friendship doesn't actually make everything else in my life better. And it doesn't actually solve the problems in the world I'm most concerned about. But it does feel like fuel for longer days ahead. It feels like a well I can draw from when I'm doing the big, difficult work of being an adult in forever unprecedented times. So yeah, this is just a bunch of water that dripped out of a ledge, but it's also a gathering place, and a hike in the quiet woods, and laughter sliding down a hill in your snow pants. And for me, it's also a reminder that it's great to go see the big, famous things everybody talks about. But some of my most special memories often come from simple things, like playing in the snow and goofing around with somebody you care about. Whether your winters are long and dark or bright and sunny, thanks for being here. I hope you learned something, or heard something, that makes you think about the world just a little differently, and I'll see you soon.